Welcome back, and thank you so much for joining me back here this week again. As we prepare to wrap up our third week, as we take a look at the storm that Jesus calmed here in Mark chapter 4. This week I want to look at the last two verses and finish up the topic basically on faith and fear. Something that people struggle with, especially go-getters, especially people that are on the move. As we see that is the case here with Jesus, as we saw back in the first week, in our first discussion. So go check that out, that foundation that was laid there to better understand this week. In Mark chapter 4, verse 40, it basically says that Jesus started to talk to his disciples, and he said to them, "Why are you afraid? Do you still have no faith?" And then the disciples, they were absolutely terrified. "Who is this man," they asked, "that even the wind and the waves obey him?" So we see Jesus here as he chastises his disciples a little bit because of their fear. But the one consolation that we could say for the disciples is that they did go to Jesus. And when they ran into this situation of the storm and these trials and tribulations on their way to the other side, that they did still have some faith that he was the one to go to. And I understand that that has to be the same way for us, that no matter what's going on, that even though we may be stressed out, even though we may be at our wits' end, we cannot be at our faith end to the extent that we don't realize that we can still go to Jesus. That the one that created the winds and the waves, the one that created all things, that he's also able to solve all things. See, Jesus told his disciples, he started off saying, "Let us get in this boat and go to the other side." He never discussed the middle. He never discussed the middle because the middle was the void. The middle was where faith was going to have to enter. See, when you understand that you have Jesus with you, like the disciples had Jesus with them. And Jesus said, "Why are you afraid? Why are you afraid? I'm with you. I'm with you all the time, always. I'm always there." You have to understand that if Jesus was on the boat with them, he's also with us. The boat was not going to go down because Jesus was on it. And that they were not going to drown because if they had drowned, then Jesus was going to drown. And that can't happen. Your dream, your calling, your desire, your goals, your ambition, it's not going to end. You have no reason to fear. They're not going to be stopped. See, people typically lose their faith or they have fear for one of two reasons. Usually it's because they have facts. See, sometimes facts are not a good thing. People, they look at the numbers, they see the odds are stacked against them. They see what the naysayers say. They see all of these things, all of these facts, all of this reality, and it tends to make people lose their faith. The second reason is because people don't see what they think they should see. They don't see friends. They don't see support. They don't see the money. They don't see the means. They don't see the things that they believe should be there, and that also causes people to lose faith. But see, the Bible tells us that faith is the substance of things hoped for. And if you understand that, then you'll understand that automatically tells you that there is something that's going to be missing, and faith is going to have to fill that void. Faith is like a bridge. When you look across to the other side, faith is what fills the void that allows you to get to the other side. See, when you have things, you don't need faith. You don't need to hope or have faith for something that you have. But also, when you have faith, you don't need things. Faith fills that void. Understand also that faith is not just a Christian word or a church word or something that you have to use around your churchy and Christian friends. That faith, if you look in the history books, is faith that created the telephone. Faith is what created the automobile. Faith is what allows us to have the technology that we have today. Faith is what put that shirt in your back. See, people had ideas, they had thoughts, they had dreams, they had ambitions. And as they began to proceed and go down the line of bringing those things to pass, they had faith. They believed that it was going to happen. And the same thing for the farmer that puts a seed in the ground. And he has to have faith that that seed is going to bring forth the harvest. So don't think faith is just about what happens in church. Faith is what you have to have every single day of your life. If you're going after something, if you have a desire that's bigger than you, if you want something out of life, you're going to have faith. See, faith and fear cannot ride in the same boat for long. And understand that the Bible tells us that fear, that's not a spirit that came from God. God did not give us the spirit of fear. So if God didn't give us the spirit of fear, then where did the spirit of fear come from? The spirit of fear came from the enemy. Not only did the spirit of fear come from the enemy, the spirit of fear is the enemy. Fear is the enemy of faith. Fear seeks to rise up and conquer faith. You must not let fear enter where faith must be. So take this. Don't forget to share it. Don't forget to use it. Your faith, it cannot be stolen. It can only be lost. So go get your faith back. And I'll see you on the other side.